Hey guys, let's go over some collie drills, but before we get to that point, we need to talk about warm-ups, okay? A lot of times people just start swinging the weapon. What's important for collie is that you warm up the wrists, you warm up the joints, because using all of the joints while swinging the weapons is very important in making it move well. Some people say, well, does it look good? Yeah, it'll look better because you have more fluid movement. But what's more important is that you won't be injured, okay? So I'll show you a couple of warm-up drills, and then I'm going to show you how to apply those drills in functional situations, okay? So one of the first things that we can do is I need to get some wrist flexibility going, okay? So without being too strenuous, I'm just gonna grab the center of the sticks and just rotate my wrists. Don't do this intensely unless you're a little bit more advanced, then you can go a little faster. Right now, just start out nice and slow, take it easy, right? But you can start to feel the rotation. The weight of swinging this way and that way is going to start to stretch out the wrists, okay? So we've got this going nice and easy, and you can do this for 30 seconds to a minute, okay? So that is just wrist rotations. Now, we will talk about what twirling the weapon means, okay, and how this is still beneficial to warming up the wrists. So, I will say this, twirling is not my favorite thing in martial arts. Sometimes I'll see people twirl the stick, and they definitely do it in a very fancy way, and they may look good doing it. I'm not trying to take away from anybody's talent or skill on this, but the issue is you can lose the weapon if you don't understand what you're doing or you're in a stressful situation. And if you train yourself to twirl the stick all the time without a purpose, I think under stress, you may twirl that stick and you'll lose the weapon. Okay, so I'll talk about what I like to do when I twirl the weapon and what I suggest you don't do. Okay, so when I'm warming up, let's first talk about the warm up, and we'll talk about what is, the pros and cons, or positives or negatives, okay? So when I teach my students and I want them to understand wrist rotation, I will tell them to rotate the stick forward in place. So they could do this with a single stick. If they only have one stick for the day, then they just work this hand and then they'll go over here and work this hand. But if you have double sticks, you can kind of do this at the same time. But it's a student, day 0 or day 1, twirl one at a time. Make sure they don't hit themselves in the head. They can hold their hands a little further away, but they start to rotate this. Notice how my grip is tight, and I'm not making that great of a circle, right? It's not that pretty. Why? Because I'm not opening up the hand like this. I see people do this. Maybe they're more talented than I am. You can lose the weapon, okay? You can still achieve the same twirl by keeping your grip, okay? Like that. So now I go 1 and 1, 1 and 1. Now my students get a little bit better. Double, 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 okay? That is the forward twirl, okay? Now there is a reverse twirl where I am straight up, I will pull it back and bring it back up. Pull it back. So the other one was going forward over. This is reverse, okay? Reverse, 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 then double reverse. Okay? Wrists are feeling pretty good right now, warming up. So now let's challenge ourselves a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to forward twirl and point them down to the ground, okay? Then I will reverse twirl and bring them back up. So I go 1 and 2. 1, 2. Forward, reverse, forward, and reverse. Okay, getting a little bit better. So now I'm going to start with 1 stick low and 1 high. So sometimes if you're having a coordination problem, slow it down, do one thing at a time, then start to put 2 things together. So I will put this one down, then I will bring this one up. Now I'm opposite position. This one down, this one up. This one down, this one up, this one down, this one up. Okay, now I've progressed a little bit further. Let's do them together. The goal is, don't smack yourself, okay? Have fun with it. You can go slow. It doesn't have to be fast, right? And build your coordination. But if you do this as your warm-up, you spend about a minute or 2 getting your wrists ready. When you start to move with the weapon, you're going to have better movement. you're going to avoid injury, okay? And you should be progressing within the Filipino martial arts and able to tackle more challenging movements and techniques.